Hello, Aries. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. This is your tarot card for the week of November 23rd, 2025. I've set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And so if you have Aries in any of those placements, odds are there's a little message in this reading for you. Also, keep in mind, it is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't. Be sure to check out your other placements. Also, keep in mind, I am a Gemini. My ruling planet, Mercury, is in retrograde. So if I stumble or fumble or maybe even just pause too much during the course of your reading today, I ask for your forgiveness ahead of time. With all of that said, let's begin. Tapping into the Aries collective now for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card of the week for Aries, for the Aries collective, for the week of November 23rd, 2025? What is your tarot card of the week here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, the Tower. What needs to break down in your life in order to be rebuilt? So if you've never seen this reading before, the tarot card of the week is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. The tarot card of the week reading is typically a question the source wants you to think about, go within, so you can contemplate, do some soul searching, and make a decision here in your life, or come to a final determination on something in order to move your life forward. So you don't get too stuck or too stagnant in a particular situation, environment, or connection in your life. So your tarot card of the week is the Tower card. What needs to break down in your life in order for it to be rebuilt? Or maybe even in order for you to be rebuilt. At the bottom of the deck, we have Six of Cups. So something that has been in your life for quite some time, or some type of connection here in your life, either needs to be transformed or removed, or you need to move on from it. Let's see where we go with tarot. Tell me more about the Tower card here for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Why is the Tower card their tarot card of the week? For Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. First card out, Six of Swords, Four of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Five of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, you have Eight of Swords, the Death card, and the King of Cups. If this message is resonating with you, and you have been contemplating this for quite some time, for some of you up to the last 7 years, there's a partnership here in your life that no longer works for you, and you're a bit conflicted. This is wanting to stay connected to this individual, kind of like time served, is the feeling here with that Seven of Pentacles. It is a soulmate, soul bond connection. How you define it, up to you. Could be professional, could be platonic, could be romantic in nature. It could be a karmic connection. It could be a soulmate. It could be a twin flame. Again, I'm going to leave it up to you to classify this partnership as well as your relation to this individual. But the feeling here is, I'd like to move on, but I'm a bit stuck. That Four of Swords is a card of contemplation. I know it's a card of healing, but it's also a card of contemplation, right? In the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, in the Four of Swords, we see an individual laying down, hands are folded, eyes are closed. They seem to be in a pose there of meditation, contemplation, maybe even praying, searching for an answer within. And I feel like what you're searching for is if you should move on from a particular connection. And if the answer is yes, then it's like, but how? And I think that's where this internal conflict, I feel like you're looking for clarity at this time about whether or not you should move away from whomever this individual is. And then that secondary feeling there is, okay, even if I make the determination that that's what I need to do, I just don't know how to do it. So again, if this message is resonating for you, you already know who this is in your life. Tell me more. We don't have a lot of people cards on the table. I really have your energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and both the Page of Wands as well as the Knight of Wands. And I kind of feel like this is you just being very internally conflicted about, how do I move on? When do I move on? Should I move on? Yeah, it's like the how, when, why. Tell me about the Six of Swords. Tell me more about this connection here. Actually, tell me more about the Two of Cups. Tell me more about this connection here that Aries is contemplating moving on from. Tell me more about the connection itself. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Clarified by the Three of Wands, Justice, and the Lovers. There you go. It is a connection-based Magician, the Sun, the Four of Pentacles. Oy. I think at some point in time, this was a connection that you entered with the feeling of, I could really see myself moving forward with this person in business, as a friend, as a business partner, even as a family member. I could really see us getting along, moving into the future. As a lover, I can see us building a future, right? The Three of Wands precedes the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands in that respect is house and home. So you made a choice here at some point in time. For some of you, it's marriage with the Justice card, but it doesn't have to be. I just feel like there was like this contractual obligation made to this individual. Again, whether it's an employer, it's a soul contract with a friend or family member, marital contract with a spouse, etc., etc. I feel like you entered into a contract, again, whether written or soul or otherwise, and you made the choice to enter this connection. And the hope was Magician to the Sun card. I could really see myself being in this person's future. I could really see this person being in my future. There was the feeling here of we can manifest greatness together, professionally, platonically, romantically. And then it turns into the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is no growth. Remember in the beginning, I was saying the reason why I do this reading is so it gives us the opportunity to go within and see what changes we need to make in our life so we don't get too stuck or too stagnant in a particular situation, environment, or connection. This is your stagnancy here. Whatever this was, it had the hope or opportunity to grow, and it just hasn't. And like I said, for some of you, you've been in it for 7+ years or up to 7 years. For others of you, you've just been contemplating how the heck to get out of it for the last 7 years. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, and the Emperor. There you are. 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you've been resisting this ending, and I think you have been resisting the ending because the Four of Pentacles is a comfort zone for you. And again, whatever that is, it's a job that doesn't pay you well, but it's a job you can always count on, right? It's a job where they're never going to fire me, something like that. This is a relationship where no matter what happens, this person isn't leaving me, even though the connection isn't growing, right? There's no fruit here yet being harvested. We've been sitting in Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles for a long time. Eight of Pentacles would be finally starting to see some harvest, right? Some growth, or at least you're working together collaboratively. This is a very much I think you have been putting in a lot of effort into whatever this is, this connection. I don't think you're receiving a lot of reciprocity in return. Bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. So Six of Swords, why is it that you want to move on from this? Because I think you're feeling a call from within to move on. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Six of Swords, clarified Five of Pentacles. So if it's a job, yeah, can you count on that paycheck every Friday or every other Friday or whatever day of the week or month you get paid? Yeah. Are they paying you enough? No. They're not even paying you your worth. If it's a relationship, you feel neglected. You feel abandoned. You feel shunned. You don't feel desired as a lover would, right? This is a romantic partnership. Lovers to the Five of Pentacles could be someone who feels like they are intimately abandoned or intimately rejected. King of Cups. The Tower. Tower to the Tower. Bottom of the deck, the Devil. This connection has grown toxic at some point. I think we saw the Two of Pentacles originally at the bottom of the deck. I think you had a pentacle, they had a pentacle. I think this was a mutual investment. I think you were hoping that it would grow to Six of Pentacles and eventually to the 10. I'm not sure you ever made it to the 6. I think you've been sitting in the 5 for a long time. I think the promise of Six of Pentacles reciprocity was there, and the promise of getting to the 10 of Pentacles was there. Moving up in the company, promotion, expansion, making more money, the relationship growing over time, not just in monetary worth, but also when it came to the heart. And we have no wands here except for your energy. So if this is a romantic partnership, that intimate portion of the relationship fizzled out a long time ago. So why do you want to make this abrupt change to move on from it? Because you don't feel complete or whole. And some of you even feel like it's a waste of time. It has turned toxic. The Devil, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Five of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. It's emotionally depleting, financially depleting. It lacks growth. It no longer has potential. There's resentment here that has built for you, for them, maybe for both. There are arguments, discord, disagreements. Someone here could be staying out of toxic codependency, right? Staying here because it's a comfort zone. Someone else may be staying here because the other person is easily to manipulate. So I get to keep my comfort zone and kind of manipulate this person. There's something toxic here. Toxic communication, toxic codependency, manipulation, love bombing, narcissism. Take your pick. I don't know your particular connection here. But Devil to the Ace of Swords to the Five of Wands is not a good energy whatsoever. So whether you're creating that Devil to the Ace of Swords to the Five of Wands, whether you are a recipient of it, like the victim of it, whether you are an equal participant, this might be the one thing that you and this other individual are actually reciprocating on, is both being toxic in the connection because you're both staying for different reasons. So take this message as how they resonate to you. But source is telling you it's time to move on from it, or at least start planning, right? Page of Wands, discover how you can move on from it because it's no longer fair. It's no longer balanced. It's no longer growing. It has become stuck and stagnant. Let's get you some advice here. Can we get some advice here for Aries this week as they're contemplating this connection? This is making me feel like time served. Like for those of you where this is a marriage, this is like, well, I might as well just stay in it, time served. But marriage, or any connection for that matter, is not a jail sentence. Someone watching needed to hear that. Okay, let's get 3 cards of advice here for Aries, please. 3 cards of advice here for Aries. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Hierophant, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Whatever this has been for you in your life, whatever connection this is for you, again, professional, platonic, romantic, there's something here about, number one, you need to go within. You need to go within, have a conversation and say, does this connection still align to who and what I am? Do we share the same mission, vision, and values when it comes to this connection? People change over time. There are people that, I had in my life that I was friends with 10, 20, 30 years ago. There's a reason why those people have left my life, either by force or by choice, because the person I am today would not match in vibrationally in any way with those individuals. We got to a point where we had to go our separate ways. We had our own separate journeys. And so that when I see the Hierophant card in a reading like this, the Hierophant is like our beliefs, our traditions, our morals, our values, and they're rooted within us. This is who we are or who we want to be. And that Page of Pentacles to the Page of Swords is like, you need to go inside and have a very honest conversation with yourself. Are you and this other individual even on the same page when it comes to this connection, whatever this connection is? Again, do they share your mission, vision, or values for whatever relationship this is? You have 3 of the pages here. The only page we don't have is a Page of Cups. There's something here about removing emotion and looking at it very logically. Does this connection still ground you for all the right reasons? Are you able to communicate who and what you are and who and what you want easily in the connection? Or do you feel like you have to hold yourself back? Because if you have to hold yourself back, then you're not being authentic. And maybe that Devil to the Ace of Swords is a little bit of you kind of having to present yourself in a way that is inauthentic to you just to keep this connection. And I think if that's what you're doing, it's not a connection worth keeping. There's another soulmate here on your path. 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. There's a new job opportunity. It's yours for the taking. But it won't just come to you. You need to find it. Page of Wands, you need to put out your applications and resumes to find it. Or Page of Pentacles, you need to create this business plan and build it and work on it and nurture it. The Ace of Pentacles has the potential to get to the 10 of Pentacles. So if you're looking to leave a company and build your own business, this is a time to think, what would that new venture look like for you? And begin very early stages of inquiring and discovering ways and obtaining actual knowledge on how you can do that. If this is love related, there's another solid soulmate here on your path. 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. This is a solid commitment. This is almost wish fulfillment, where maybe at some point in time, this person was wish fulfillment, but even if they checked off all the boxes back then, they no longer do. So if this is love related, you do have someone new on your path, but that new person doesn't come in, or that relationship is not able to really take off until you leave this one behind. So again, you don't have to do all of this week, but your tarot card of the week is the Tower. And so your question is, what needs to break down? It's this connection in your life in order to be rebuilt. It's rebuilt elsewhere. Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. We're starting off with Page energy. We're getting to the Knight energy. And again, we don't have the Knight of Cups. We don't have the Page of Cups. We don't have the Knight of Cups. There's something here about removing your emotion and making this from a place of intellect. Because I think if you do that, you know that the right thing to do here is to move on from whomever or whatever this is. It is emotionally depleting you by the day. Moon card, the Empress, and the Temperance. I think you don't see this coming. You don't see yourself being your own boss. You don't see yourself finding a new job. You don't see yourself finding a new love partner. But it's there. It's hidden under the moon. And Archangel Michael will bring you this individual, this opportunity when you're ready. Right now, you're not ready. But this week, you sure as heck can figure that out for yourself. And I think if you're honest with yourself by the end of the week, you're, again, I don't think you're announcing it to the world, but within you, I think you'll be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, it's time to create a plan. That is what I have for you, Aries, for the week of November 23rd, 2025. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. Remember to check out your other placements. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.